This is an R Media podcast. This episode is supported by Vixen, Australian-made skincare powered by plant cell technology and designed to bring real simplicity back to skincare. Love has never been one size fits all, and these are the stories we love to tell at the Australian Women's Weekly. For over 90 years, we've been bringing you stories of hope, of heart and connection that reflect the world we live in. And now it's time for a new chapter with the Australian Women's Weekly Love Stories podcast. Hey Tui, Auntie here, just calling to say hi. Plus, tell your dad that I just had a great chat with Lucinda Light from Married at First Sight. He'll know what that means. We spoke about you and about how much I love our chats, and I will catch you very soon, I'm sure. All right, love you. Bye. I've been thinking a lot lately about what makes someone good at love. Not lucky in love, but good at it. Because I think those two are very different things. Because if you ask me, lucky is circumstance, whereas good, well, that's a skill. And like any skill, it has to be taught somewhere, which means that somewhere along the line, someone showed you what love looked like. Someone modelled the belief that love was worth the risk. Today, I'm joined by two people who are uniquely placed to talk about this. The first is Lucinda Light. She's the woman who stole hearts across the nation when she exploded onto Married at First Sight back in 2024. Since that time, she's gone on to officiate weddings, she's run speed dating events, she's written a book about emotional intelligence, and she's back on TV looking for love in UK series Celebs Go Dating. Lucinda is stubbornly and gloriously optimistic about love, and that's no doubt down to our second guest joining us today. We're also welcoming onto the Love Stories podcast Lucinda's dad, Michael. Michael stole plenty of hearts himself when he appeared on Married at First Sight and schooled his TV son-in-law about courtship and the bedroom. Now, father and daughter are here together to talk about love and how it's a thread that binds not just them, but all of us.
It reminds me of that damn Ras saying, think you're enlightened and then spend a week with your family. You know, no one can trigger us more actually than family because you know the whole history. You know each other inside and out. You know the Achilles heels. You know the tender bits, the sensitivities. And, you know, we can have moments, but we do get over it quickly.
I'm Tiffany Dunk, and this is the Australian Women's Weekly Love Stories. Lucinda and Michael, thank you so much for joining us here on Love Stories. We're so thrilled to have you both.
Thank you so much for having us,
Yes,
Tiffany.
thank
Isn't
you,
this
Tiffany.
exciting?
It is.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Oh, yay. Well, I can officially say you're our first father-daughter duo, so couldn't have chosen a better couple.
Oh, good.
I'd love to kick off by asking, what's something that the two of you really love doing together, or what's a shared love that you both have?
I know Dad wants to launch straight into travel, but I just want to say before you go into stories there that we love walking the streets. We go on little urban walkabouts and we talk about architecture. And Dad is just the most amazing historian of Melbourne. You know everything about developments and what's going on and the history of that, and like no one knows Melbourne quite like Dad. Another thing we love to do is the dance floor. Dad loves spinning me around, even though I'm quite a bit taller. You know, we both love a boogie, and I know you want to talk about our shared love of travel as well.
Oh, everything. Everything.
What's the song that gets you both moving on the dance floor?
Oh,
Simply the best.
Simply the best. We actually on Saturday night, the whole family was down at the Great Ocean Road at my mother's property. And
It was
we
great.
danced all night,
Never
especially Dad. Dad was at some stage orchestrating the whole crowd.
It was fun. A couple of wines help, you know.
Oh, wines always help, Michael, is my
They
experience.
do, don't they?
So a lot of spinning around had that evening.
There's all of that. There's
Oh.
twisting. There's, we like to think we got a bit of rhythm, our family, don't we?
We do. Oh, there's a little bit of quick background. Lucinda is my youngest.
Mhm.
You don't mind saying
No.
what year you were born. Lucinda was born in 1980, and then our firstborn was a boy, Troy, and he was born in 1975. And then I've got a beautiful daughter, Eliza, who was born in 1978. So they're all fairly close in age.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I was going to ask what love looked like growing up in your household.
Oh, that's a beautiful question. Look, I mean, Mum and Dad was such a fantastic partnership. They, I never heard them argue. I would say it was a very secure household. And they were also business partners. They had an art and craft barn. It was an old apple cool store where a whole lot of artisans, tapestry and woodworkers and pottery makers and welders and every kind of artist under the sun. And Dad was very much the front man there, Mum more sort of marketing and getting the store holders happening. But I suppose the love story was very much, about team play and, being modelled a very, reasonable, dynamic, creative, aligned partnership that has been sort of a little bit hard to replicate. Because you were just such a team.
Yeah, we had our last business was it was the largest art and craft centre in Australia. We had a restaurant there as well. And
Wow.
the funniest thing, the kids were younger, of course, and we used to drag them along to be part of the running of it and fashion shows, and we were very close to the Red Hill Market. Are you from Melbourne or?
I'm not. No, I'm from Sydney. So set me the scene.
Oh, well, the Red Hill Market's probably one of the most traditional craft markets in Victoria and very upmarket. And so we were close to that. And then poor old Troy and the girls used to be sent out on Saturday morning with brochures.
Handing out flyers.
To drag people across to our place, And it was a lot of fun.
We were just surrounded by artists and action and celebration. And, I mean, Mum and Dad used to love to take us on adventures. We went all around the South Pacific Islands, Fiji, New Caledonia. We had a five-week trip to America, Canada, Mexico.
You were 8 years old then.
Okay. I was 8 years old. Good memory.
Yeah.
And every other school holiday, it would be Queensland or a friend's farm or over to Lorne. Or Mum and Dad loved adventures. It was about playing hard and enjoying life, working hard, playing hard.
Yeah, it was a great education. And we went to Canada and America.
Yeah, which has been modelled to all of us. We've got a real love of life. We are the Reilly family. So it's very much life of Reilly. And all the sort of cousins and extended family sort of share that joy, I suppose, for life and the moment and really squeezing the bejesus out of it, as I say.
The kids had a great younger life and we had a lot of fun.
Been very blessed, very blessed.
Well, I've been thinking a lot, Michael, about love being a skill. Like it's, sure there can be luck, but I think love can really be a skill that you've learned. So what are the skills you tried to equip Lucinda with as a young child that would see her through in love?
We were a very close family and until unfortunately Sue and I separated. But, there was always the love there and with all the three kids. And Lucinda, she was always determined to travel, and not only travel. One of Lucy's favourite things, she was always on the stage. Right from a little girl at school, she was, always in the productions.
Amateur theatre.
And debating and she's an amazing speaker now. And, like her mother's an amazing speaker. And, Sue and I are very proud of the fact that with the love that we've done and everything, all of us as a family, it pays out, and all the three kids are amazing, so we're very lucky.
Thanks, Dad. I feel like you've sort of equipped us all with a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, I would say. we're all small business owners, my brother, my sister and myself.
Yeah, you are, the three of you.
We've sort of always worked for ourselves, which has been modelled. And I think with that comes a lot of deep trust in yourself and courage. You know, you're not on the typical, which is there's nothing wrong with, but the typical PAYG, we're very much making it up as we go in deep trust in the mystery, which is, you know, what has been modelled. So I'd say you would have equipped us with that, and just really strong family values. Like, despite all the ups and downs, which we all do have a few, we always come back to love and understanding each other. There's a lot of deep support in the family. We're all in each other's corners. We're all in each other's lives. There's regular phone calls that go back in every constellation of the five of us.
We've got our own little family group on Messenger.
Our little WhatsApp. But yeah, it's really good fun, and we all love a laugh.
Oh, well, laughing's the best thing, isn't it?
You've taught us, I suppose, not to take life too seriously. I think the heart and soul of one of the top values we all share is, as a family, is fun.
Yeah.
Like, fun is sort of at the heart and soul, which is cool.
Well, I was going to say, you know, obviously the marriage didn't work out, but it sounds like the love that you have for Sue sounds still very present.
100%. I mean, it was 30 years ago. Our marriage lasted for 19 years, and we were very busy in businesses, and maybe that wore us out a little bit. I don't know what, but we've always been in contact, and it's important with couples today, I think, that separate. The children are the most important part of our lives, and it's important to keep that happening and togetherness. And there's nothing better than the kids love seeing us as a family group, which is really important, you know. Yeah. So, you know, we're very stoked.
On Sunday night, we all went to a French restaurant to have the sort of French dining experience, and I had one of my dear friends down from childhood, and at one stage we looked at Mum and Dad sitting next to each other, and she just said, "You're so lucky. Like, look at that. Like, your parents are still really good friends, and you all sit here as a family around the table enjoying each other, having a laugh." Yeah, it's so special.
Yeah. And just a quick little background, it's only a quick one. Sue and I proposed to Sue in Mykonos in Greece, and 2 weeks later we got married in the Vatican in Rome.
Oh, wow.
Which was really special. Yeah.
That's amazing.
We've got lots of fabulous memories.
They were sort of like boho hippies. They met each other at like 17 and then went off travelling for a year. Mum was like a folk guitar singer. Yeah, it's wild and wondrous story.
Well, I wonder then, seeing that sort of beautiful representation of love, if that's what's made you optimistic about the prospect of love, Lucinda, like throughout your life.
I would say at the core of Mum and Dad, you are both eternal optimists. They're very positive people, even when shit hits the fan. And it gets really tough and clunky. There's always a silver lining. There's always a learning. There's always moving forward. And I think they've imbued that in Troy, Eliza and myself, is just to have that positive, optimistic outlook. And it's funny when it's so innate in the family grain, you know, it's sort of innate in me and us. And you don't realise until people reflect that and say, you're such a positive, you've got such a positive, optimistic outlook. And I realise that's very much from Mum and Dad.
Oh, that's gorgeous. You mentioned before, you know, you've not had the most conventional life. You sort of took off and went travelling and did things that maybe weren't the norm for people your age. Michael, what gave you that trust in your daughter's decisions?
Oh, total trust. Lucy went over in 1999. She went off with Intrepid to Indonesia and lived in Bali. So I went over there in 2000 and we had Christmas together.
That's right.
And Lucy was there with her best mate, Kate, and she had a wonderful time. And, you know, and I was just so proud to see her. And I then went on with a trip. But, you know, we've always been there for each other, and
you seem to trust my wild whimsy decisions.
I do, 100%, you know.
Do you remember that time you let me, between year 11 and 12, your mum let me and Kate go for 1 month over to Indonesia.
Yeah.
It was unheard of.
Mm.
So it was between year 11 and year 12. We both had part-time jobs and we proposed to our parents, can we please just travel together before we hit year 12? Like, we just want to go to Asia. And they let us. We couldn't believe it. I mean, at that time, we didn't really share all the stories and the nonsense. But it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I did want to share one thing. This is a very chunky diary. And I tell you what, Dad has a whole collection of these, so does Mum, where this is where I get my love of journaling from, actually. My book is actually a journal to deepen your emotional intelligence, but I've been journaling since I was a kid, and I get it off Mum and Dad. This journal here is
very childlike.
And this is when Dad and I went to Egypt. We spent 2 weeks together in Egypt.
Yeah, it was good.
On a felucca down the Nile, hot air balloon over the Luxor Desert. We just explored all of Egypt. It was one of the best trips, wasn't it, Dad?
It was an intrepid trip.
And every time I'd look at Dad on the bus as we were touring through the deserts and everything, he'd be snipping out tickets, shampoo and conditioner bottles, and like, it's just so ridiculous.
It's
pictures, drawings,
and I'm still doing it today.
Oh, I love that. We don't have those tangible memories anymore. I think in a world of iPhones where everything's a snap or a video, you don't have those really tangible memories anymore. That's so beautiful.
When Dad passes, which will be one of the most devastating days of my life or whatever, but we are going to be inheriting, me and my brother and sister, like shelves of global diaries.
Yeah, well, you can throw them out or have them on fire or whatever.
Coming up, why did Lucinda apply for Married at First Sight? And is she really done with finding love on reality TV? That's next. Confession time, guys. I'm really lazy when it comes to my skincare routine. To be honest, I'm lucky if I remember to wash my face at night and don't even go into applying all those different steps of toners, serums, creams, all the different things. It's why Vixen's all-in-one moisturiser was such a game changer for me when I came across it last year. Just one step, done. But I found a new secret weapon and it's become just as easy to add into my lazy girl routine. Vixen's Shake to Activate Super Vita Serum is lightweight, it smells divine, and it's really good for hydration. And I've got super dry skin, so that's been really great for me. All you need to do is just shake the bottle, apply a couple of drops to your face, and then whack on that moisturiser. And literally, what could be simpler than that? I'll let you in on another secret. If you go to vixen.com.au to purchase now, just add in the code LOVESTORIES, that's Love Stories, all one word, at checkout, and you'll get an extra 30% off. You're welcome. Lucinda, I guess you now officiate weddings, you run speed dating events, you've done so much. You basically have made love your life's work, I'd like to think. Where does the curriculum come from?
The curriculum. Yeah, I suppose it is the heart and soul of what I do. I mean, I actually became a celebrant in COVID. And I've done a couple of handfuls of weddings, I've probably officiated 20 or 30, sort of probably about 30 weddings. But I do like to think at the heart and soul of everything that I do, really it's about love. It's about connection. It's about human relating, not necessarily even in intimacy, but relating like the love that we share with our friends and our family and a stranger, a fleeting moment, whatever it is. So, where does the curriculum come from? I mean, everything does come from, I suppose, your parents and the uprate, the way that you guys raised us.
I don't know about everything.
Well, a lot of it. I think it is. I definitely think it's
I think you've achieved a lot on your own with your own amazing imagination, and you get up and go. Buzz all the time.
Well, I think probably my energy and creativity comes from you, really. I mean, Dad's got such a vast imagination.
Well, I guess then outside of your parents, what are some of the past relationships, Lucinda, that have defined the way you look at love? Are there any particular relationships that have really been impactful for you?
Look, I have been with the most gorgeous people. I've just had the most fantastic adventures. You know, each one's been quite unique. But I think, you know, me being a little bit of an adventurer, and I've been on such a, I suppose, you know, very much on the mission to self-development, you know, of self-development and to look at myself and to really journey, you know, discover who I am. So probably I haven't, like I've squeezed the medicine out of each one and they me, and then it's been on to the next adventure. And because I've been quite a traveller, so I'd say they've all been delightful, but sort of now coming into this next chapter of my life, for the first time, I would say I'm really wanting to cast the net for a life partner and to sort of take it down some notches. I just don't know how sustainable this energy and wild out there in the world, you know, I can keep being. I would love something a bit more stable.
Aww.
But look, I you know, I've kind of come to realise that I've been loving tapping into universal love or love of the village, love of, you know, the beautiful community that I've acquired post-MAFS. And it's okay, you know, it would be the cherry on the cake to have a partner, but I don't need it. Like, yes, I desire it'd be delightful, but I am happy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy and full with the life I'm living. You know, it's in the manifesto, deep trust in timing, and when it happens, it happens. I think I've also done my quota of dating shows now, just coming off the back of Celebs Go Dating. It's probably enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Tiffany know your background about MAFS?
Well, look, I'd love to delve into it a little if you don't mind. Casting your mind back, what led you to Married at First Sight? What was it that saw you apply?
Look, it's a combination of things. I was living in Byron Bay for 4 years. I was really focused on my celebrant and MC business and also the soulful speed dating. But I was living outside of my means. Had a, you know, beautiful home with some girls on the beach in Suffolk Park, and I just got to a point where I was broke. I ran out of sort of savings. There was only so much pool of people that could come to the same events, and so many sort of celebrant, you know, very much living gig to gig.
Reinventing all the time.
And I hadn't had a television for 20 years, and it came up, the Married at First Sight sort of advertisement. Do you want to be, you know, do you want a husband and do you want to be on TV? And I just thought, why not?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I was just like, why not? What a wild, you know, thing that would be. Like, let's just go for it. And there and then I did a spontaneous video and sort of sent her. And before I knew it, you know, it was interview after interview. But it was just one of those wild moments that I just applied.
It was meant to be.
And I just thought, let's do something different. Yes, I'd love a husband, but gosh, I'd love some eyes on my celebrant and MC business, if I'm honest, you know, because business was a bit, you know, post-COVID, it was a bit tired. And I mean, lo and behold, I had no idea it would go the way it went. I mean, it shocked me more than anyone. And it's just been the most outrageous journey since, like, indescribable. You know, nothing could have prepared me for sort of what happened there. You know, during the actual filming, I was thinking, what the hell is my karma? You know, to be paired with this fella that had, you know, some really serious deep hurts and grief. And I just, not intentionally, but I just had to sort of back off and hold space, you know, for Tim. And I had a big crush on Tim, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But really the bigger journey has happened after, you know, with just so many loving, I would say, aligned, like tribe, you know, people that really resonate and we share the same values.
Yeah, and that's what, you were so individual and different to a lot of the other girls, and you had your own
I
lovely
mean,
space.
Yeah.
No, that's what's given you.
I mean, I've met one of the best friends of my life in Andy. You know, I feel like Andy and I really share similar values.
Yep.
Well, I think you say you had a bit of a crush on Tim, but I would say Australia had a bit of a crush on you. You know,
That's very
and
kind.
yes,
They did. I
yes.
agree.
And then by proxy, we all had a bit of a crush on you too, Michael, when you came on and gave Tim some tough
Yeah.
love and honesty.
I was a bit naughty then, you know.
Get your tits in a
Don't
tangle.
get your tits in a tangle. And
Is that even a saying? Is that, or did you just
No, I
make it
just
up?
made it up.
Brilliant.
And then the other one I shouldn't have said, I don't know why, because, I mean, I was chatting to Lucy and she really was was very fond of Tim.
I was just up for her,
and,
you know.
and a bit of affection, which she didn't really get from him, you know. It's just the way it went. And I just said to him, have you ever had a one-night stand, which really is, you know.
Oh,
and then
God.
they started calling me Pimp Daddy. So
Has he had his orange jacket on, as orange as this ball, matching that?
Yeah, we had some fun. But yeah, it was fun.
Well, look, I think, you know, honesty is really important, right? And especially in relationships. So where do you both stand in that idea of, I guess, radical honesty, you know, being super honest in a relationship despite how it might land or if it's a hard truth?
Can I speak on this?
Yeah.
I think mum and dad are from the generation where you let it go. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, but just, you know, pop it under the carpet and let it go. But I think we are very much the generation of trying to be radically honest and communicate. And I've got a lot of, I really admire you because sometimes I approach you with stuff that you'd rather just let go, and you're good at keeping up and moving through. Same with mum, like they're up for evolving. They're up for trying it our way, and they're up for just always loving us. Like I've never, ever felt mum or dad like emotionally check out of any of us. You know, the love is always ever present, even when it's hard. And, you know, sometimes I probably am that radical oversharer, authentic, want to move through, don't want to sort of let anything be unsaid. And that can sometimes be confronting for an older generation that just wants to let it go. But I do admire you guys because you're always up for trying, even though it's hard and you've got to kind of stretch yourself.
And if we have any
moments,
we get over it.
We do. We'll always come back to it.
There might be a bit of a hurt and you don't mean it, but it does sometimes happen in any relationship, whether it's family or...
It reminds me of that Dan Rass saying, think you're enlightened. Not that I do, but think you're enlightened and then spend a week with your family. Like, no one can trigger us more actually than family because you know the whole history. You know each other inside and out. You know the Achilles heels. You know the tender bits, the sensitivities. And, you know, we can have moments, but we do get over it quickly. Yeah. And I think these days we talk through and we've also got each other to bounce off and really sort of bring it in and recollaborate. So, I'm really proud of us as a family.
Yeah. Well, you know.
We get there.
You mentioned Celebs Go Dating a little earlier. Can you tell me what that experience was like?
People see a very different aspect of me, I'll tell you that. Like MAFS, it was almost sort of holding space for another, whereas this was like, why are you still single, Lou? What is getting in your way? What are your vulnerabilities? Let's see you on dates. Let's analyse her. Let's have weekly check-ins. So it's very much... It's a really good journey. It's funny, it's vulnerable, it's ridiculous. It's the whole gamut.
Wonderful.
But I just had the best time. I just had the best time.
And you said this is your last dating show, but do you think it's equipped you better for that love that you're now seeking?
I think so. I think I really took myself off the shell for a couple of years post MAFS. I mean, my life sort of exploded and it's been like holding on for dear life, trying to sort of organise everything and be creative and give offerings. But it's almost got me in the momentum of dating again, which is such a blessing.
Lucinda, you said you're really looking now for that lasting love. What does that love look like to you now, and how is it different to maybe the love you would have thought you needed or wanted 10 or 20 years ago?
I think in the past, what I've done is whatever's been in front of me and sort of the adventure of that moment, I've gone with without much intention or thinking about the future. It's been very spontaneous and aligned with where I'm at, whether I'm living in Thailand on a tantric community or living in Indonesia or, whatever it is, living in Byron. I dated a woman who was just fabulous. But they've all been sort of different incarnations of me and my growth and sort of unraveling and unschooling myself, pulling myself apart and going on these whimsical journeys with these people where now, these days, I feel like I really know myself. I'm quite grounded in myself. I'm very inspired by what I'm doing in the world and I know what I've got to offer. So it's quite intentional. And I suppose what I'm looking for is somebody that's very settles my central nervous system. It's quite relaxed, spacious. He's very much got his life that he's inspired by. I've got mine. It's not codependent. It's not mucky. We really love what we do and we come together. I'm also really interested in finding a dad with children because I think I'd be a great young grandmother.
Oh, 100%.
I'd have all the energy. Like, I don't think it's going to come through me this lifetime, but I would love to be a part of a family unit and just the bouncy, awesome, grandparent that can sort of be there. I'd like to, skip a couple of steps and just add water. Yeah, I would love to find a dad with some kids.
Step parenting is hard though. I mean, my brother is a step parent as well as having a beautiful daughter with his wife of his own as well. And, it's a real journey.
It is.
I feel like that's such a reality TV word, isn't it? But it's been such a journey. It's a really rewarding one, but it's tough.
And I did do it for a while, and I used to call myself a sparent, as in a spare parent. And it was one of my favourite things about my ex was, that he was a father and his children. But yeah, it is tough because it's never actually your family or blood. So there's a part of you that is a little bit on the ouch. And I do it in a very different way, moving forward. And I'm not saying, love can come in many forms. I'm open to the way it sort of comes to me. But, I mean, that would be cool. We'll see. But, yeah, it's a deep one.
Yeah.
Do you think it comes when you least expect it? It's, you can't really, organise all that sort of thing. It just happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, you could, go out every night of the week and you may not find it.
It's true. I mean, you've got to get amongst it. I'm on a dating app at the moment and I had a digital date the other day.
Oh, what's
like
that?
on the video?
Oh, no.
Like that's how we dated. Because I'm living quite isolated down on the coast. But, I mean, I'll give it all a go. Like, why not?
Was that okay then?
Well, I don't think we were quite right for each other. Lovely guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do trust that it comes when it comes.
Yeah. And I think they say you can't do anything, like love comes when it comes, but also you have to be open to it and you have to put things in place, right? What is the advice you would give someone else in a similar situation who's, maybe in the right market for love but isn't even sure where to start?
I mean, look, I just don't know if I'm the one to be giving relationship advice at this stage, to be honest, but I think you're right. There's a bit of a clue there, which is making spaciousness, taking the time, showing up, going to events and, going to places with like-minded people, people that could be very much your people. I mean, I've got quite a few events coming up in the next couple of weeks in Melbourne that I'm really excited about. They're going to be chock-a-block with my tribe and my kind of people. And then I think it's just about really focusing on being fabulous, feeling good about yourself, doing all the things that, my cup is overflowing. So when I've cleared the path and made the conditions prime, when that actually shows up, I'm brave enough and confident enough and feel good enough to lean in and actually, have the right sort of banter and energy and alignment.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, you can be priming all of those spots and showing up, but you might feel really shit about yourself, let's be honest. So it's like we've just got to continue the journey of feeling amazing about ourselves. I think that's first and foremost.
Mm-hmm. Well, to quote another great reality television star, Mama RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Thank you, Ru.
RuPaul.
We love Ru.
Oh, yeah, RuPaul's great. Hey, Tiffany, you don't mind me asking, do you have children? Or?
I do not, no. I do not. And yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's something I always thought would happen and it hasn't. But I'm really fortunate that I've got a lot of beautiful kids in my life. So I've got my nieces and nephews and I've got friends' kids. I actually weirdly made friend with a 6-year-old the other day at a dinner party. She was my favourite person around the table. So, you know, I think the beautiful thing, and I don't know if you feel this way as well, Lucinda, the beautiful thing about not having kids is the fact that you can give so much to other people's kids.
Oh, yes,
you can play a
true.
role that their parents don't have enough time to play. I have a really special relationship with my brother's daughter that I just adore. She lives in the UK. She FaceTimes me. We have good old chats. And yeah, I don't know if you feel the same way.
I do. I think the village needs really healthy role models, uncles and aunties. Like it's such a needed role. As you say, the parents need it. You know, they're busy surviving and providing. It's so beautiful to give that time, and the kids really appreciate it.
I think too, as adults, we forget to play, right? Like we forget what it's like to play, and kids, there's nobody better to teach us, to remind ourselves that it's okay to be silly and goofy and have fun.
My older daughter, she has our one and only grandchild. He's now 8, Willow, and it's like our, you know, we all treat him like our own.
Yeah. He's a bit like me. He's a bit ADHD. So he's a rapper, he's a musician, he's an artist, he's a mathematician, he's a dancer. He's just got a lot of energy and inspiration.
Yeah.
He wants to try it all at the same time, sort of thing. So he keeps us all on our feet.
He does. And it's so, I mean, the worst thing is that they live out of Port Douglas and it's too far away. So we flew, he flew down on his own at Christmas.
As an unaccompanied minor.
And he stayed with me for a week, and then he went to Aries with his grandmother, and we all shared him around.
We passed him around like a football.
We had a lovely time. And it was great, and he's just coming along so well.
He's epic.
After the break, what does love look like for Lucinda and Michael? And what are they teaching each other about it? See you in a bit.
A warm hello to our new listeners. I'm Sophie, editor of the Australian Women's Weekly, and we're so happy you're joining us on this new chapter. For over 90 years, the Australian Women's Weekly has been a trusted home of real love stories, the kind that are messy and funny and quietly miraculous, just like real life, and just what we all need right now. Now, with the Australian Women's Weekly Love Stories, we're wrapping those stories around you in lots of new ways. Online, in your ears, wherever you are, making it easy as possible for you to enjoy. So, if you've grown up with the Weekly or you're just finding us now, welcome. And we'd love you to come on this new adventure with us, exploring every kind of love and the real things that matter to all of us. And because you're listening, and we value that, we've got something special just for you. A discounted subscription to the Australian Women's Weekly so you can dive even deeper into the stories you're liking. Just head to womensweekly.com.au to find out more. And thank you so much for being part of our Love Stories family. Now back to the chat.
We talked a bit about self-love earlier, Lucinda, and obviously your book, Shine Your Light, is all about the relationship you have with yourself and the foundation for that, how that is the foundation for everything else. So I wanted to know, in terms of self-love, is that the hardest thing to learn, or what did you struggle most to learn to love about yourself?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's been I think for all of us, it's a deep journey of self-acceptance, radical self-acceptance. And yeah, I mean, there's just such a myriad of ways that we do that. But yeah, I think it's key to everything. We've got to love ourselves up. Absolutely. And, you know, it would be rude not to. Each one of us is such a shard of the divine. Like, we are the divine incarnated. And, I mean, even, how do you ever repay a parent for giving you life? And it's a gift to my parents and to my loved ones to love myself and be the best me that I can.
We've talked a lot today about what, Michael, you've taught Lucinda about love. I wonder if the reverse question's asked, what has Lucinda taught you about love?
A lot, actually. I've had a few battles on that scene, and my kids are very understanding about my sexuality and everything. I'm gay.
Mm-hmm.
Dad came out of the closet maybe 15 years ago. So, yeah, and I think, well, you continue the story, but it has been a radical acceptance.
Yeah.
A radical acceptance.
What I love is the fact that, everyone accepts me for who I am. It's been a hard journey for me, but yeah, and I've got a lovely partner who I met 14 years ago. We don't live together, but, we get together on the weekends and we chat every day, and my family adore him more than anyone, and particularly my grandson, and he are great mates. He's a beautiful person.
Yeah, he is. But, yeah, I suppose it's
been very hard, and but Lucy's been probably out of all my children the easiest to accept, because when I told her, she said to me, "Oh, Dad, we can go to the Peel and we can do this and do that," and all that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just don't think, I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. I think it's helped you bloom. And, I mean, Dad sort of came from a very Catholic family, so there's been a lot of guilt there, I suppose.
Yeah, Catholic guilt.
Born in 1949, it was quite taboo back then. But, of course, we're of a generation where what does it matter, if you're queer or not, or who cares?
People
it's about your values and what how you love the world and the generosity you give, and Dad gives that in spades. So, yeah.
There you go. That's the first time I've publicly announced that.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with us, Michael, because I think, it's really brave. And I think it's, given that it must have been something you'd held to yourself for such a long time, how do you feel, like, before and after? Like, if you could put yourself back to the before and now the after, how do you feel?
I suppose, look, I'm turning 77 next week, and I suppose I'm very content,
You are.
and I'm, I'm pleased with myself, and it's taken a long while, and,
especially your self-acceptance around it.
This one here has been the best mate during it all, and has been my closest confidant.
Aww.
More so. And when I told my son, that was hard, but he was fantastic. He just said, "Dad, it doesn't worry me. It's your choice."
I mean, we all just love Dad and accept you for who you are. And I think we're proud of you because, I mean, if you're a lot of gay men today probably don't have children or don't meet a beautiful woman, and
I'm very lucky. I have.
Yeah, you've done all of that.
Yeah,
you've lived an amazing life.
I've lived an amazing life, and leaving 3 amazing children.
Aww.
Why do we call 40-year-old plus children?
Oh, because they're always your babies. That's what my mother tells me anyway.
But it's a weird name, isn't it, for adults?
You've got a 51-year-old son.
I've got a 51-year-old son,
Well, then, I guess fast forwarding to, I think we always sort of picture what is love going to look like when we're old and grey. Like, so when you're 90, say, what do you hope love looks like in your life for both of you then?
I think it's just being really resided and really at peace with all of the relationships, all the love in your life. Like, there's nothing unsaid. The love's just there. You just, as Dad says, the contentment. I mean, Mum and Dad are such content people these days, and I think that's such an aspiration, just to really be happy with the life that you've carved out. People, place, what you're doing. I mean, both my mum and dad still work. Dad works at a wicked retail venture just for fun. I mean, he's retired, but a couple of days a week at Going, Gone. Mum's still a healer. I've got to tell you this story because it's so good. Mum had troughs and troughs, trunks and trunks of photos.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine just a lifetime of photos and family and holidays and all of that.
Yeah.
And she dumped them on Dad last year, the year before, Dad, and just said, you need to do something with these. You're the creative one. I mean, she's creative too, but Michael, you deal with this. I've been housing them. They're getting dusty. I'm just sick of them. And she loaded Dad up with boxes and boxes of photos. And Dad went away and I, you know, this could happen in your 90s, but why not do it while you're vibrant and can still work a pair of scissors? Dad went away and made us all this beautiful album. He got an art book. So this is mine. And it's chronological of the whole story of my life pictorially.
Grandparents.
Just it goes on and on with photos, drawings, just everything, cutouts, clips. And this was such an act of love. Like when Dad gave this to me, I just burst into tears. My brother did the same. Dad spent all year making us each a special album. So to me, that is what love's about, is just, you know, the inspired action of making an effort for the people that you love and putting thoughtfulness in, and also staying really grounded and loving in your own life so you can share goodness. You can share something good that's not miserable and bitter. You know, that's the responsibility. I look after my life and I generously give and celebrate my loves around me. And together we have a beautiful life. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. I think that's gorgeous.
But I had so much satisfaction in doing it all, you know.
Thanks, Dad.
No,
it's such a treasure.
Oh, I think you're both treasures, if I'm honest. So
You're
thank
a
you.
treasure, Tiffany.
Ah, stop it.
One to
Mutual.
know one. Mirror,
That's
mirror.
right. Mirror, mirror.
Well, I'm going to take that as my cue to say thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for your honesty and for your openness.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much for having us. And well done, Dad, for being so brave and outing yourself
fun.
publicly. I think that's fantastic.
What a glorious conversation that was. I just adore the modelling that Michael gave to Lucinda when it comes to love. It's a really great reminder that love isn't just about a romance. It's in all of the acts that we perform for ourselves, for each other, and for the world around us. I also feel so honoured that Michael chose us to share his very personal journey with, and I'm really manifesting a single dad with kids for Lucinda right now. If you need a little reminder that love is always a work in progress, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'd love to know what you think. Please shoot us an email. You'll find our Love Stories inbox in the show notes, or you can leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast. You've been listening to me, Tiffany Dunk from the Australian Women's Weekly. We'll be back next week with another perfectly imperfect story of love. I hope to see you then. This episode is supported by Vixen, Australian-made skincare powered by plant cell technology and designed to bring real simplicity back to skincare.
This is an R Media podcast.